You learn more from meeting and talking with your customers in a day than from a week's brainstorming meeting, a month's observing competitors, or a year's market research. My workday starts around 11 p.m., with a cup of black coffee in each hand. If I had more hands, there would be more coffee. There's a lot of pride that a business owner has. It's actually really important that the pride and ownership extends to everyone in the organization. I think everyone is in the same boat in pushing the company forward. Startups often win because it's easier to see what happens next when you don't have to worry about retaining what came last. I believe there are multiple markets for each. We're talking about an ecosystem that will support billions of devices, so the competitive landscape is good for consumers, developers and platforms. Apple brings seamless elegance to its devices and platforms, with the best market experience to boot. Google brings a higher volume of devices and a more diverse ecosystem to interact with. The real story here is that Microsoft is invisible, ending 2 decades of monopoly and creating the biggest opportunity for software startups. I'm obsessed with speed. I always ask myself, why can't we do it faster? Why can't it happen more efficiently? Why does this take 3 meetings instead of 1? All we're doing is repeating technology that was tried 10, 20, 30 years ago. It's just that it's too expensive, too unusable, and we don't have the technology that makes it possible to make it happen. You can look at the old company's cost structure and find where they're not going to be able to lower their prices. Because that business model is so important to the company's existence. My downtime tends to resemble my uptime. Weekends are workdays, but reduced. Over the weekend, I have maybe 5 meetings, compared to 6 on weekdays. I used to play the piano for 30 minutes in the evenings, but I had to pull it out of my schedule. I don't have time for things that don't work. My mom was proud of me. But she probably wasn't too happy with the hours I kept or how little I ate. I woke up so late it wasn't appropriate for breakfast. At best, I would have a snack during the day and dinner. I realize that it's not the healthiest way to live, but it's all I have time for. If you're in your early 20s and you're hanging out with a bunch of other people in their early 20s, nobody feels the kind of problems real workers go through on a daily basis. They deal with a whole different set of issues like what party? Going on right now so I have to go? They can bring the technology, then you can sell to the enterprise when they want to have better control, better security. You still have the same business model as a traditional SW company, but the way to get into the enterprise is through the end user. One of my CEOs, Dylan Smith, and I left our freshman year of college to move to the Bay Area. To the horror of our friends' parents, we actually had 2 friends who dropped out of school to work on the product. The 4 of us just worked non-stop to grow boxes. I think because of the iPhone and the fact that we now have the internet everywhere, our creativity in the startup space is 10 times different. Every industry, every market, is going to be driven by technology. There are limitless opportunities for startups because now you can go and get things done. Problems that previously had nothing to do with technology. I think people can always achieve more than they think. Even though it's a cliché, I don't know if the manager has put enough thought into it. You have to set your sights very high. Too few processes and you can't get the job done right. Too many processes and you can't get the job done. Most companies never find a middle ground. The business model at companies has changed dramatically. The big problem with enterprise software is usually you sell to customers and then they adopt the technology. The great thing about freemium and the new way enterprise software is being sold is you can try it first and then buy it. Always looking for these changing technological factors. Any market that has significant changes in the underlying raw materials, or enabling factors, is an environment that is going to change in very significant ways. Aaron Levie, born December 27, 1984, is an American businessman. He is the co-founder and CEO of the enterprise cloud company Box. Wikipedia